My wife bought this new Frigidaire stove, and it's a gas stove, of course. You can tell by the looks of it. But they don't come with propane conversion kits anymore, so we had to buy this kit separately. That's the part number for the kit. It's a really common kit for a lot of the stoves out there. Here's a part number for the orifices that's packaged within this. I'm assuming if you order this somehow you may not get the directions with it. That's my guess. I don't know that. I'll give you the part number off of this Frigidaire. That first part is the model number. I'm guessing that second part is the serial number for this particular stove. I got my kit opened up here, and there's quite a few orifices of different size. I got them, they are numbered on the side there. If we can get this to focus, that's the smallest of 22, all the way to the largest. It's not focusing very well, but that's 118. And some of them are like even color coded. If you roll them around, you can see the color, but here's that 22 orifice. You can see how small that is, all the way up to this 118 orifice. And these will all go in different parts of the stove. You're going to want to open this book and read it carefully. But it's for converting to regular natural gas, which you find in pipe to your house through town. In all rural areas, you're going to have a LP tank or liquid propane tank or LPG tank, it might be called. Those are all different terms for propane. The propane will take a smaller orifice size than natural gas. Propane is the major constituent in natural gas that does most of the most efficient work. This kit is for two different types of stoves. This is standard gas range. This is how you identify it. This is the inside of the oven. You can see the bottom is flat here. And then at they call it a capacity range, and the bottom is kind of dished in. You can see from my oven, it's flat on the bottom. I've got the standard range. And then to access the regulator on this standard range, you pull this bottom drawer out. You kind of pull the drawer out and then lift the front of it up, and then you can pull it out. It describes in the directions the right way to do it. There's little levers to push. I don't know if that's, I think you just have to press the levers to get it back in. I don't know, don't care. You guys can figure that out. But with the drawer out, you can see the regulator there at the back. Here's the directions. Basically, you'll pull that blue cap off and unscrew the thing behind it. Let's get that now. Then you'll unscrew that and you flip it around. One of the sides will be marked with an N, and that shows natural gas. And the other side, I think, is unmarked. We'll know here in a second for sure. And you'll put that to the inside, and then this regulator will then be converted to propane. Here's our cap. I don't see a letter N on it, but this is what it looks like. It'd be installed this direction in the regulator for natural gas. We flip it around this way for propane. There is a spring behind it, like this picture shows. It held in place for me, so I'm not going to touch it. And when we flip this around, we put our little blue cap on, and then that step is done. One more thing, don't forget to put this end of your cap around that part of the fitting before you screw it back on. That's what holds the cap in place. The steps and the directions have us doing this later, but we should have done this while we were under here. Probably do the orifices on the cooktop last, So the first step would be deal with that. Then come to this. Sorry, it's cramped under here. So this nut right here takes a 1/2 inch wrench and you turn it clockwise into this one. You're screwing this orifice approximately 1.5 turns down into this, but you screw it down till it's snug. So you're going clockwise, looking down from the top, you know, looking down that direction clockwise into that this piece until it's snug. And you'll do the same thing inside the oven. We'll just go to that now. The oven's actually on now, and it's cooking out all the new, all the stuff in there from when it was new. You're supposed to run these things at 350 for half an hour to cook out all the garbage. You might be able to see it kind of smoking a little bit. Anyway, you go to this piece here, and it's kind of hot in here, of course, and you'd screw this in, or tighten that in clockwise into that. So you go, I don't know if you can tell from this video, clockwise that direction, all the way down. This one, I think it said it's 2.5 turns, and the bottom one was 1.5. I might have that reversed, but either way, don't wrench down on it real tight, but you can feel it when it gets snug, and then you're done. So you start, drawer out on the bottom, get that guy, get this one next. Really, third step, probably just take care of that, and then do your cooktop, then you're done. So now we're ready to change the orifices out on the burners themselves. Take a cap off. I've already taken this apart because I can't do it one-handed. These little bolts, I needed a 3/16 size head. It was a little loose. Honestly, these are probably metric, and I don't have them in the toolkit, and I don't want to go back out to the shed. So I used 3/16 to undo these bolts. The orifice was right there. I've already taken it out because I wanted to be really careful. I didn't want it slipping down in these gaps here and have to dig it back out. So the next step's a little confusing. See, because we've got all these orifices and the directions didn't really say for sure which, well, I don't know if I want to read them all. Maybe it gets a little more specific, but this chart down here at the bottom is the important thing. So the orifice that I pulled out of this in natural gas form was a 146. And here in this chart you can see 146 was for natural gas, and I go down to LP, that needs to have a 93 in it. So just trade out one orifice at a time, keep them separate, give yourself plenty of workspace so you don't knock these things around and lose them. But now I need to put a 93 back in its place. Alright, this small middle burner's done. I'm going to leave that cap off of there so I know it's done and I don't lose track of which ones I finished and which ones I haven't. Probably a good idea to have some sort of reference like that to know which ones are done, because you do want to work on these one at a time so you don't get those orifice sizes confused and not know what goes where. So I'm going to try and show you the whole thing on this last one. Now that I've done a couple of them, it might be easier to do one-handed. So remove our cap, 3/16 driver, gets these loose. Although, like I said before, these might be metric because it doesn't feel like it fits perfectly well. Although these are torqued in there so with such light force, it seems to be close enough. Still in there. remove this distribution block or whatever the heck it's called, and then to get the orifice out, same deal. Standard doesn't quite fit it perfectly well, but everything has fit well enough. It's a 9/32. And you can see how you could drop that orifice down in there and have a problem. And then you'd have to lift this cooktop up to access it, because it's not like it falls down into the oven or something. There's a layer between the cook surface and the oven itself, which you can probably figure. And see, that snap ring holds that in there pretty well. That orifice, we check the orifice size on our chart here. That was the big one, so that's a 210. Natural gas 210, so I need to put a 118 in it. So I'm throwing all my natural gas ones back in here in case we get rid of the stove, or for some reason we ever convert back to a natural gas one at some point. If somebody buys this stove in the future, I'm sure they'll appreciate that kit already coming with it. But it's going to take, it had a 210 in it. LP size is 118. Sorry, I'm one-handing this guy. I got to set it down for a second. Back to our cooktop. They were in there pretty good. I'm a little paranoid about stripping things out though. Although you do want it sealed, there's gas running through it. You don't want gas getting around the fitting itself because it's not in there tight enough. That'd be a big cluster if you stripped one of these out though. I'm not going to make you suffer through this part. Something these orifices have on, which is really nice, so you don't drop them back down, they've got this little snap ring around the edge, so when you put your driver or your socket over the top of it, it kind of holds in there, so it's harder to lose them. And you can see I've put this other one in my tool already, and it doesn't fall out of there. Now, it's not going to tolerate too much movement, but it does kind of hold them in there for you, which is nice. So to wrap this up, all these orifices are left over because there were only 5 to pull out on this cooktop. So the kit includes all these extras, so it can cover a wide range of stoves. It doesn't cost them a lot to make these orifices, and so that's why they just include everything in here, so it fits a wide range of ovens and stoves and cooktops. So I'm going to put all these back in the bag, save the directions, so if anybody needs to convert this back at some point, it's easy for them to do. And I'm going to attach that to the back of the stove. Please subscribe to my videos. I'm going to be monetized anytime soon based off my viewership, but I need subscribers to get there, so give me a pity subscription. I'll take it. Thanks.